Good evening, School Board and Superintendent Dorland. My name is Monty Hollander, a resident of Jeffco County. I'm a school bus driver and a member of Jefferson Education Support Professionals Association. I'm here tonight to speak on matters related to transportation employees, as well as your 3,600 education support professional employees, who are the backbone of the school operations. As a bus driver with a super assistant, we are the first responders and the last responders who pick up and drop off your children daily. We are in the field. We are the front lines. I've been asked numerous times recently, why do we have critical staff shortages in transportation? We can go with the obvious, the pandemic and things of that nature. But I'm going to tell you where it all began, and it didn't start this year. It's because of barriers that have been put in place that prevent the proper staffing ratios. Here are a few. Number one, compensation. And believe me, I'm saying this for many, many employees. We are grateful for the increases we just received. But when it comes to compensation, we are number 7 in pay in Colorado, yet we are number 2 in enrollment. Again, we appreciate the recent increases. Let's continue to move upwards. Let's be competitive. Number 2, proration. Let's adapt our proration policies to make it a choice, an option for our employees, not just one option there. We want a choice if they want proration or if they want straight pay. Number 3, job sharing. Using other departments' employees whom are qualified to drive buses. We have employees who are in maintenance and landscaping and other departments who said, well, they'll help out. But when they talk to their superiors, they're told, no, we can't do it. Okay. Number 4, longevity steps. No step increases for a number of years to your long-term loyal employees is wrong. It's not competitive. Remember, it's all about the kids. All the education support professionals need to be respected. We are here to collaborate and resolve our compensation and benefit issues and staffing issues that you and the future board members will hopefully move on positively for all concerned. And the last thing I want to say is, on October 19th at the Arvada Presbyterian Church in Arvada, we would like to invite all the candidates to the school board to attend this community assembly at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, I apologize. Please continue. Trevor.
Good evening. Thank you for your time. My name is Trevor Burns. I'm a resident and a graduate of Jefferson County. And until very recently, I was a school bus driver for Jefferson County Public Schools. I also had the privilege of being the North Area Transportation Liaison. I was a driver for 3 years and the North Area Liaison for about 2 of those. I'm here tonight to speak to you about the crisis that is occurring within Jeffco in regards to not only hiring, but retaining drivers and assistants. I use the word crisis because that's exactly what it is. I would like to use my time to express to you how much it meant for me to be a school bus driver and how hard it was for me to make the decision to leave Jeffco. In all honesty, the first reason I became a driver was because I wanted the summers off to spend with my family and my son. But I can't tell you how quickly I fell in love with the job. I'm not going to lie when I say it's really fun to drive a big school bus. The training was incredible. Secondly, I've met some wonderful people and I've forged friendships that will last a lifetime. But most importantly, I was amazed at how quickly I became attached to my students. Most of my routes are special needs and special education. We go through extensive training to learn how to handle special needs children. Drivers bid on these routes and can choose to have special needs routes. I believe that it takes a special kind of driver and assistant to take on special needs routes. If you spoke with any amount of drivers, I'm certain you would hear the same. My point here is that drivers choose to have special needs routes, which are by far more difficult and challenging. We also choose to be drivers in general because we love this job. Basically, I'm trying to say that it really does take a certain type of person to do this job with compassion and understanding. When I was hired on, I was promised that I would be given a raise after completing training. That didn't happen. I was told that it would happen the next year. That didn't happen. I stayed because I loved my job and I did not want to leave my students. I had joined the union and was fighting for a change. Of course, we know that the CBA got us more money, and we were all grateful for that. Unfortunately, that raise was what would have been owed to me anyway, but I still wanted to stay. As it happens, life changes. My fiance and I both work for Jeffco, and with our combined incomes, we couldn't even afford an apartment. After much discussion and a lot of tears, the decision was made that I would leave Jeffco to find a better paying job so I could provide with my family. So I'm here to ask you to please consider raising the pay for not only drivers, but all ESP employees to a living wage. I know it's too late for me, but I hope that this will make a difference in the children's lives. I know I'm going to miss my job, and I've never missed a job. Please don't let good personnel not come through the door because of dollars and cents. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Christy Chatham, and I'm here tonight not only as a proud Jeffco parent of 3 sons, a driver at North, a Jeffco member, and an Arvada West graduate. I've lived in Jefferson County my entire life. It is devastating to hear of so many bus routes being temporarily canceled, some of those being the ones I rode to and from school myself. The staffing issues with transportation experiences is almost unbelievable. Being part of the summer recruiting team, I spoke to at least 100 people looking for jobs. The most common answer I received when trying to convince people to join me as a bus driver at Jeffco was the low compensation and benefits, and it just didn't seem worth it to them. I heard a lot, I can make more at Home Depot. Due to this issue of not being able to recruit and retain bus drivers, it has resulted in the kids' bus routes being canceled, and it's just devastating. School bus drivers are expected to show up all day, every day. In the rain and the snow, it doesn't matter. We still have to be there. We have to get those kids to school. Just as an FYI, I accept any and all extra work offered to me, even over the summer. I still cannot afford the health care offered to me through this district to enroll my family, because it would leave me with a $400 paycheck. My family lives below poverty level. And although we were given a cost of living raise, which I am ever so grateful for, of 75 cents, that won't even pay for me to enroll my family in the dental insurance. It is disheartening to get up and go to work and do a job that I absolutely love every day. And it is such an important job to be able and not be able to pay your bills, because I still do live below poverty level as a full-time employee. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wally Maestrick. I am a school bus driver from Jeffco from Central Transportation for 7 years. I live in Jefferson County, and I am a 1970 graduate of Alameda High School. I am a member of JCTA Executive Board, and I'm president of Jefferson County Transportation Association, and I represent school bus drivers, school bus assistants, transportation supervisors, trainers and training assistants, and terminal administrators. Referencing the staff treatment as mentioned in 705 and 708 of the board agenda, staffing is at a critical phase in transportation also. As all of you know, yes, it's all about the kids, but bus drivers and assistants get them there. 2 years ago, Greg Jackson appeared and presented to the board the need to increase wages for transportation, and more specifically for school bus drivers and school bus assistants. At the time, Jeffco Transportation had about 40 open staff positions, drivers and assistants. We now have 81 plus open staff positions and are combining and cutting routes to get Jeffco kids to school and home. Routes are being eliminated. Some kids are getting to home and school late. Parents and schools are upset at transportation, some more than others. We are the second largest school district in Colorado, yet we are barely the 7th highest in pay in the Denver metro area. We are asking for at least a $3 an hour pay increase for drivers and assistants so we can retain the current staff and encourage new drivers and assistants to join and stay with Jeffco. But pay is not the only issue that needs to be done to retain and hire employees. Proration, as mentioned earlier, this should be optional. Getting paid twice a month. It can take as long as 6 weeks before a new employee gets their first paycheck. Increase monthly allowance paid for health insurance. Increase the number of days for paid time off based on seniority. Longevity pay system, which after 7 years at Jeffco, yearly step increases become rare and provide no incentive. In closing, I want to share some final story. A driver from Central who has been with Jeffco for 20 years is leaving tomorrow. She is a seasoned, experienced driver. She has spent many years on the bus safety committee. She has had the same route and schools for most of these 20 years, and the kids love her. Why is she leaving? She can get more pay and better hours at Home Depot, and the cost of benefits for her and her husband is significantly lower than she is paying at Jeffco. I will miss her, and so should Jeffco. Please do the right things. Increase our pay and benefits before you lose more people like her.